Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Bonnie. If you're new here, I'm going to be sharing my story from addiction to sober. Now this story really has shaped me who I am today, and it's something that like a pattern that I've struggled with for over a decade. I'm sharing this story to hopefully plant some seeds for your self-discovery journey and inspiration if you are going through what I'm about to share, or if you know someone going through that, or if you've been through that, so you can connect and get some guidance. In school, as a teenager, as an adult, alcohol is so normalized that it's wild. Like, even when I'm watching a movie or a TV series, I notice that there's always one character that is smoking their lungs out and drinking like all the time. And I'm like, oh my God, there's programming going on in the shows that you're watching, because they make it look so normal. Like, the person's just drinking alcohol and they don't get drunk, they're just talking normal. That's not how it happens. And they don't show you the hangovers either. From 15, I was drinking every weekend with my friends, as, it was like the cool thing to do, because like in Australia, it's illegal to consume or buy alcohol if you're under 18. So I can't even remember how we would get alcohol, but we would figure it out. And then, we'd sneak out of the house. And I was a terrible teenager. Sorry to all the parents out there. I was one of those girls stressing my dad out. I'm good now. I swear. So let's fast forward to now. I'm 21, right? So I'm just going to share this. So I had a boyfriend at the time, and he was getting heavy into partying. So he would party every weekend, and those parties would go for the whole weekend, right? And I was doing it with him for a bit, and that's when I discovered cocaine also. But then I didn't want to party anymore, and he did. So there was this separation going on, and I ended up finding out that he was, cheating on me really bad throughout the relationship. And when I found out, working in hospitality, and I was in the kitchen area and I was just tidying up for the night, and I got the message of a friend that had happened, and I remember just dropping to my knees, and like my heart just fell at, that feeling. I'm sure you felt it before, when your heart just fucking drops and you're like, holy shit. Because that was the first time that I experienced my full trust for someone being broken. So everyone's experienced that in their own form, and the feeling. Huge betrayal for me. Obviously I couldn't get past that, so we separated. And then I started to get really heavily into partying myself. So picture me out every weekend, just partying very hard. I mean, for days, for the whole weekend, And then I discovered a kind of underground job called waitressing, and it was topless waitressing. Again, I'm just going to share openly and vulnerable about my story so that I can hopefully help at least one person. So I got paid to party. That was my mindset. So you can only imagine, my mindset was like, oh my God, I'm getting paid to party. So what waitressing entails is a group of girls will get hired to work for a group of guys at a private function. So like someone's house, Airbnb, blah, blah, blah. You as the woman get to choose if you want to party with them, or if you just want to go work the hours and leave. So you basically, you can do whatever. So you can clean up, you can make them drinks, or you can like party with them. Obviously chose to do it to party. But that's when I really went downhill, because now everything was free. So I would have, my hands on so much more. And I would have not slept for days. I would start to become delusional and seeing shit because of the lack of sleep that I had had. I was numbing myself without knowing that I was doing it. How I feel addiction is formed is something starts off as a habit. So you could say it's a bad habit, and then you do it consistently, it will turn into an addiction, right? And if you're doing it to mask how you're feeling, so to numb yourself, essentially that's why, it was after the breakup when I started going heavy into partying all the time, because I didn't realize it at the time, but because I didn't want to feel what I was feeling, and I was never taught how to deal with your emotions. And I don't think it's not something that we are taught. And like if we were taught that in school, oh my God, the world would be a great place. But I had to learn my lessons to be who I am today, and I'm grateful for them all. But I'm just sharing all of this so I can help you hopefully see the light at the end of the tunnel. I put myself in some serious danger, like serious dangerous situations. Like it was, when I even like think back, I'm like, how did I survive all of these things? Like it's wild. Like I'm blessed to be here. I'm so grateful. I feel it in my heart. Let's say I was around 26, 27. So all this time partying, right? From when I was 15, but it didn't start as bad, and then it just got, so it was like maybe here, and then it would go like this, and then till I hit my rock bottom. So I went to a festival, and I had a few different drugs in my system as well as drinking, and I don't know what happened. I just spaced out. I remember going back to someone's house after, and I was like brain dead basically. I remember calling a friend that I trusted really a lot, and he came, took me home, and just kind of sat beside me to make sure that I was okay, as I was just literally like a zombie. And then he said that he witnessed me having like seizures, and he was like, I was almost calling the ambulance, and then you kind of stopped, and it was quite bad. Like this was my rock bottom, I mean. So like, for days I didn't look at my phone, I didn't eat. I literally remember just laying in my bed and staring at the ceiling like I was like a brain dead zombie, like. And then I remember starting to feel some emotion, and because I wasn't numbing it anymore at this point, like it's been a few days, and all of it came up, and I was like, I do not want to be this person anymore. And that was my moment. I called my mom and my dad, and I reached out for help. I said, this is what's been going on. And it was a moment. It was a beautiful moment for me. And my mom came and stayed with me for a few days, took me out to the shops. I remember having a freaking anxiety attack, like a panic attack. I don't know if that's the same thing, but it was crying. I had to run out of the shopping centre. I don't know, it just came on, and I had to go lay on the grass out the front, because I knew, nature is very healing. So that's what I just intuitively knew, go lay on the grass and just cry my fucking eyes out. And I'm really grateful my mom supported me through that, and my dad also. So I then moved back to Central Coast. So this was when I was living in Sydney, and then I moved out of my apartment, and I went back to Central Coast, and I lived with my family and just took it day by day. So that's when I started to get really fascinated by my self-discovery, my inner world, personal development, and healing. So I just dove right in, like head first, fucking listening to podcasts, reading books, getting into courses, just doing so much work. Still, but I was, I would still party maybe once every blue moon. It wasn't how it was in Sydney. So I was creating a new identity, but then there was these, still old patterns because they were embedded into my subconscious mind, because I was doing them for so long, right? So this is what happens. It becomes imprinted in you, and it takes time and effort to reprogram them, because our mind is it's like a computer. It really is but you can change these programs, but it takes serious consistency and dedication, and discipline. And I really feel, for me anyway, and I feel for others too, but it is an environment thing too. So it's really who you're surrounding yourself with. So, you need support. You need loved ones. You need people that are understanding your journey. They're supporting you through it, and they got your back. You can't be really surrounding yourself with the people that you were partying with or things like that. What you can do is you can just say, which is what I did. I said, this has got nothing to do with you guys, but I'm just going through some changes, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could just not invite me to parties anymore. But we can go walking, we can have lunch, breakfast, go for a swim, whatever it is, instead. And I remember all of my friends respectfully taking that on board, and didn't invite me to parties anymore, which was really helpful for me, because I don't know, there was a lot of FOMO that I used to go through too. So fear of missing out, if you haven't heard what that is. But so the addiction journey, it doesn't go when you decide, right, my rock bottom. It doesn't go just up, because these patterns come up, right? So I gave up vaping last year, and that was actually my hardest one to give up. I thought about it the other week, right? And I said to my partner, I'm like, I can't stop thinking about the vaping again. And he basically talked me through. So my ego, monkey mind, was trying to convince me of why to do it. So he basically, I guess you could say, coached me through that, so that I could see a different view on it. So I remember thinking fuck it, I don't do anything bad, I'll just have this bad thing, and then he was just it could kill you earlier, you could live longer. Which one do you want to choose? And it was wild. But I'm sure you can relate if you're addicted to something. But so the addiction journey. So this is my rock bottom. It's not just up. It's like that. Right? And sometimes it can be Everyone has their own experience, and it's our choice on what it's going to look like, right? So I am currently 9 months and a few days, maybe almost 10 months, sober from alcohol and drugs. And nicotine is maybe 8 months. That was my last one to give up. But so I just really, the reason why I'm sharing my story is to hopefully inspire you, because the greatest part about it is I don't even think of alcohol anymore, right? But at the start, I needed to go to, I remember doing online AA meetings. They really helped me. I want to share the reason why I knew that I was having a bad habit, an addiction with alcohol was because, so it wasn't as bad. I could not drink for a few months and then I could have a drink, but then I would want more and then I would end up blacked out if someone didn't like say slow down or something like that. Sometimes they would even say slow down and I'll be like, fuck you, man. But so it started to affect my relationship. So I was like, well, which one am I going to choose? I want a good relationship. That's something that I really value. And yeah, this has been a pattern. Addiction can really break up friendships, families, relationships if you're not careful. And yeah, you have the choice to change that. You know, you are powerful and you are the creator of your own reality. And just remember that. And be accountable for your actions. And, you know, be better. Ask for help. Reach out. If I didn't reach out, I wouldn't be here today, because you do need support on this journey. So whenever you're having that noise, that monkey mind, voices trying to convince you to have whatever it is, that substance, that drink, that smoke, then reach out, talk to someone you trust, talk to someone that gets it, and that will just free you. The voices will stop. I can't emphasize that enough, is that you need support on this journey, because it's hard to do it alone, and it's not possible. I've tried to do it alone and I ended up going back into my addictions. So yeah, I really hope that this has helped you and served you in some way. If you have any questions or you're needing any guidance, please, write a comment and get in touch with me. I would love to help. I just feel really passionate about helping people on their journey, and this is something that I've been through, and it's been a long journey with addictions. And thoughts still pop up if I'm like really feeling my emotions. Like, I'll want to vape, and I just have to talk about it with someone and then it goes away. But yeah, it takes time, because remember, you've been doing it for so long. Well, I was doing it for so long that it became imprinted in my subconscious mind and became a part of me. But I didn't want that old identity anymore. So it took time to really let it go. It's really important to replace that bad habit addiction with a good habit. So find a hobby, something that you love doing, try new things. I will share what I have turned my bad habits, addictions into. So I use meditation, breath work, yoga, exercise, like going to the gym, and connecting with nature for me is a big one. Like if I'm feeling really low, I'm going to go for a swim, babe, and I'll go off to the beach and just feel good. Find out what it is for you that you love doing, and do that. Make sure it's a good habit, not another bad habit. And yeah, I really hope that this has helped you in some way. Subscribe if you like this. I will be sharing more vulnerable, heart-led stories to really help you on your journey. Sending love. See you next time.